Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 6, working for you.
Now at 6, the fate of Derek Chauvin, now in the hands of the jury.
This wasn't policing. This was murder. Officers are human beings, capable of making mistakes.
The closing arguments in the case that's being watched across the country and what leaders are doing to prepare for the verdict. Good evening and thanks for joining us for 10 News at 6. I'm Lindsay Ward.
I'm John Carlin. We'll get to the Chauvin trial in just a moment, but first tonight we want to begin with a major milestone for vaccinations in the Commonwealth.
1 in 4 Virginians are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, but there's still a long way to go before herd immunity.
10 News reporter Tim Harfman is live in Lynchburg tonight after listening in on the governor's briefing today. So, Tim, when do state and health leaders believe that we'll actually reach herd immunity?
John and Lindsay, they say that we're getting closer, but that won't even happen until children are eligible to get vaccinated, and that could still be months away. Now, Governor Northam hopes that the Commonwealth reaches herd immunity, if not by around November or December, then sometime early next year. Now, state and health leaders say despite the progress that's been made, there's still some hesitancy when it comes to getting the vaccines. State vaccination coordinator Dr. Danny Avula says
Okay. And state vaccination coordinator Dr. Danny Avula says demand has dropped in parts of the state. Last week, 40,000 doses went unordered in some areas, so they shifted those vaccines to other parts of the Commonwealth.
Knew that there was going to be a difference in the demand in places like Northern Virginia versus more rural Virginia, but it's been pretty stark. And I think actually that probably describes the next phase of our work is really figuring out how do we get to those places of low demand.
Those who are 16 years and older are eligible. Health leaders say that's about 3 million more Virginians qualified to sign up, so they believe it may take longer to get called, but still urging folks to schedule an appointment. And they hope to have every adult who wants to be fully vaccinated by the end of May. And meanwhile, the New River Health District is concerned recent worries will keep people from getting fully vaccinated. 10 News reporter Alexis Davila is live in Blacksburg. So, Alexis, how are leaders tackling vaccine hesitancy?
Well, for months, Dr. Noel Bissell told us not enough supply was the problem. But with more vacant appointments, now she's worried if the community will be able to reach 75% herd immunity. With a Brazilian COVID-19 variant now in Virginia, Bissell says it's crucial to get the vaccine. But with the state pulling the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, Bissell says the fear of side effects is rising. She encourages people to trust their physicians, and shot in the arm is better than none at all.
We have to remember that nothing is absolutely risk-free, and everything here is a risk-benefit analysis.
With plenty of time slots available, Bissell encourages people to go to the clinic at Denman Center in Radford tomorrow. This is also ideal for people with mobility issues, as they will offer drive-up services. Now, if you can't make that clinic tomorrow, you can certainly come here to the one at Lane Stadium on Thursday, as they will offer the first and second dose of Moderna and Pfizer vaccines. Appointments are needed, so to find out how to sign up, you can head to our website at WSLS.com. Live in Blacksburg, Alexis Davila, 10 News, working for you.
And right now, a jury is deciding the fate of Derek Chauvin. Closing arguments ended late this afternoon, wrapping up this high-profile trial surrounding the death of George Floyd. Chauvin faces 3 charges: second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. The prosecution argues that it was murder and an unlawful use of force. However, the defense says that there were many other factors at play.
The defendant was not going to be told what to do. He was not going to let these bystanders tell him what to do. He was going to do what he wanted, how he wanted, for as long as he wanted. And there was nothing they could do about it, because he had the authority.
The state has really focused on the 9 minutes and 29 seconds. 9 minutes, 29 seconds. 9 minutes, 29 seconds. It's not the proper analysis. Because the 9 minutes and 29 seconds ignores the previous 16 minutes and 59 seconds. It completely disregards it.
Nationwide, cities are getting ready for the outcome of this verdict, covering windows and putting police on alert. And today, the White House said that there have been discussions about deploying the National Guard.
There's a range of conversations about how to ensure that no matter what the outcome, there is space for peaceful protest. But of course, we'll let the jury deliberate, and we'll wait for the verdict to come out before we say more about our engagements.
NBC News is reporting that President Biden will deliver remarks after the jury's verdict. To your weather now. It's been a beautiful day after all that rain finally moved out overnight.
Yeah, and tonight is looking like a good one as well. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Hanowich is joining us now. So, Jeff, things will start changing for the upcoming days. Some folks might see a little snow.
Yeah,
maybe.
We're talking west slopes.
Right.
Mainly into West Virginia.
Yeah.
But every now and again, a couple of snowflakes will fly out across parts of the Highlands and New River Valley on Wednesday. But before that happens, you need to know tonight is very calm. It's very tranquil. Skies will be fair this evening. Skies are actually going to turn mostly clear a little bit later on this evening. We're pretty comfortable with temperatures at 7 on average in the middle 60s, falling into the upper 50s by around 10. Your satellite and radar composite showing that we may still have a little bit of a sprinkle north of Lynchburg, but outside of that, we have been dry here for the last several hours or so. I want to show you Tuesday. It's going to start out in the 40s. Look at that high, though, in the low to mid 70s. Without question, Tuesday is the warmest day this week. Sunshine in the morning will give way to a little more cloud cover later in the day. A stray shower or two cannot be ruled out as we head later tomorrow afternoon, but a better chance for some scattered showers will move in here as we head into Wednesday morning. Then behind that front, we're going to turn gusty as we head Wednesday into Wednesday night, with Thursday morning wind chills in the 20s with actual overnight lows Wednesday night into Thursday morning in the 30s. So colder air is certainly headed back in our direction. Lindsay, John.
You could be paying 5 cents per bag sometime soon in the city of Roanoke. Your chance to weigh in before City Council makes its vote. Coming up next.
Well, it could cost you more to use those plastic bags at the grocery store.
That's the tax the city of Roanoke is proposing, focused on single-use bags. 10 News reporter Shane Dwyer is live outside of the municipal building ahead of a public hearing. So, Shane, there is mixed reviews on this idea.
Yeah, Lindsay and John, you know, some people really for this idea. Other people really don't want anything to do with this idea at all. Now, the city is proposing this as a way to reduce its consumption of plastic bags. It would be 5 cents a bag for customers at grocery, convenience, and drugstores in the city. This is something City Council has been interested in doing for a few years now. Now, revenues would go to environmental cleanup, education, and giving reusable bags to SNAP customers. Now, that public hearing, again, is part of tonight's City Council meeting that starts at 7 o'clock. While Council will be meeting in person, public participation of the meeting is virtual. You need to check out the city's website or Facebook page to figure out how you can sign up if you want to give your comments this evening. Live in Roanoke, Shane Dwyer, 10 News, working for you.
Nice to see the sunshine return in Lynchburg after this morning's wet weather and clouds. We'll let you know how long the sun will continue to shine before it's replaced by some clouds, and we'll let you know also when we're going to cool down big time across the area.
Today kicks off Barks and Rec Week, a fundraiser for St. Francis service dogs.
St. Francis is headquartered right here in Roanoke, and the best way to show you why your support is so important is through the eyes of a recipient, an 8-year-old named Charlie. 8-year-old Charlie, like most boys his age, loves video games, moving players with quick flicks of the controller. But look closer, and you'll see Charlie is at a bit of a disadvantage. He was born in Haiti with no hands and no legs. The story goes his mother hid him until he could be brought to the United States at 5 months old. He now lives near Glenford. Special circumstances require special help, and 2 years ago, Charlie received Dukesy, a service dog from St. Francis Service Dogs, raised and trained in Roanoke.
It was an ecstatic thing for us because we knew that it was going to help Charlie to become more independent.
But he still needs a bit of assistance. And that's what he gets from Dukesy.
They do everything that a normal kid and a dog do, except she is specifically trained to help him with different things.
She opens the bathroom door, picks up his pencil, opens the refrigerator, and helps him pull his shirt over his head when he runs out of reach.
It blows your mind, the things these dogs can do and the things that they think up. Sometimes you don't even have to tell her. She'll see that he's having trouble with something and she'll step right in. I don't know how to explain it. It's a bond that they have.
Vanessa says Dukesy knows Charlie is her boy, and Charlie certainly knows Dukesy is a bit of help to get him where he needs to be these days and beyond.
And everything that we do, we try to teach him to be as independent as possible so that when he is grown, he can be out on his own and he can go to college and take care of himself.
How much do you love Dukesy?
Very much, with my whole heart.
How about that? Charlie and I, by the way, are both raising money for St. Francis, and you can find a link to support us for Barks and Rec with this story at WSLS.com.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Over the last couple of hours, we've had a couple of showers up, say, towards Charlottesville. There may have been one or two little sprinkles over the last 60 to 90 minutes out across parts of Nelson and Amherst counties. Outside of that, it's a clean sweep on the radar. It looks like Tuesday's going to be a day where we have a nice brief warm-up with more sunshine, especially for about the first 2/3 of the day. A stray late-day shower cannot be ruled out Tuesday. A better chance for some spotty showers Tuesday night into part of the day Wednesday. Wednesday, we're turning cooler with temperatures dropping throughout the course of the day. And then on Thursday, we're turning a lot colder with the wind starting to pick up. Know that on Wednesday, any rain showers towards the west slopes may change over to some mountain snow showers to the west slopes. Again, we're looking at western Highland County, western Bath County, areas near Mountain Lake, western Grayson County, and of course towards those higher elevations of West Virginia. Thursday, though, you need to know we're going to be drier with more sunshine for all to enjoy yet again. But the swath of spring snow is going to extend all the way from New England west into the Rocky Mountain states. We here not going to see much snow. We're going to see a couple of rain showers, but you need to know areas towards western Pocahontas, western Greenboro counties could see the most snow showers, and that's where we could see maybe a half an inch of snow, say towards Quinwood and also into areas, say, near Snowshoe Mountain here as we head over the next 48 hours or so. It's 55 Hot Springs, 60 Wytheville, 67 Roanoke, also into Danville, Lynchburg too. What we're tracking here is the jet stream is going to dip down to the south. Temperatures tomorrow very warm, but when that jet stream gets to the south of us, cold air is going to drop to the south, and that means we're going to have a frost and or a freeze possible Thursday morning and then again also Friday morning. Winds right now 5 to 13 miles per hour. Winds not going to play a huge role in our forecast tonight or tomorrow, but the winds are going to strengthen as we head into the day on Wednesday. This should say Wednesday winds. Going to have sustained winds anywhere between 10 and 20 miles per hour, gusting in excess of 30 miles per hour as we head Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. And that could mean Thursday morning we could have some wind chills in the mountains in the teens. Roanoke, Lynchburg, you could feel like the 20s Thursday morning, could feel like the lower 30s into our southeasternmost counties. Tonight, fair, cool, overnight lows 38 to 45. For tomorrow, it's the warmest day of the week. We're going to have sunshine giving way to more afternoon clouds in the mountains, 60s and lower 70s. Outside the mountains, 72 to 76. Your extended forecast showing dry weather for us here Thursday and Friday. Later Saturday night into the first part of Sunday, another chance for rain will push in. Know that this cool air that we have here on Thursday, highs in the 50s, won't last long. 1 week from today, we're back to near 70. Appy?
All right, Jeff, Radford's in the market for a new head basketball coach. We'll get you caught up on that, and we'll hear more from VMI on their historic spring season that marches into the FCS playoffs. Sports is next.
It's kind of when I think the belief started to come, even though we were 1-10. We had a lot of close games that year, and we were just trying to figure out how to get over that hump. And then the next year, we went 5-7, started to win some of those better games. And just learning each game and stuff like that. And, now we're here and we're conference champions.
It's amazing. I mean, it's the reason I came back. I knew this team was special. You've seen it each year. We start trending forward and start building a culture of a winning culture. So it means everything that we ended it the right way.
Over Shaco, the SoCon Championship, and punches their ticket to the program's first ever FCS playoffs. Quite the landmark spring season for Coach Scott Wachenheim and the Keydets. Big South Hoops news, Mike Jones has stepped down as head coach at Radford. He takes the same position at UNC-Greensboro. AD Robert Linneberg made the announcement today, and Jones already introduced as the 10th head coach in Spartan history this afternoon. He spent 10 years with the Highlanders, 7 winning seasons, 3 Big South regular season titles, 2 Coach of the Year honors, and an NCAA tournament where they won a game. He leaves as the winningest coach in program history. News and notes before we go. Alex Smith has officially retired from the NFL. Congrats to George Wythe, their 6th Division I golf title in 7 years. Congrats to Floyd County. They also win a state golf title today. Guys, back to you.
NBC Nightly News coming up next.
And we'll see you back here at 7.